Hey there, Richard Matharoo here. So are you a small business owner looking to create a Facebook advertising campaign that delivers results into your business? If you are, there's some basics you really want to follow. I'll lay them out in a template style for you in a second. I'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. So I really want to go through the most important points when you're entering Facebook advertising, or if you've been trying it for a while and it hasn't really worked, you may kind of go, oh yeah, that may be why it isn't working for me. And I hope that you can fix it from this video. So let's take a look at rule number one with Facebook advertising. This is a long-term strategy. I see so many people like lose their shirt by coming in with maybe 100, 200 pounds in total, throwing it all at one ad and then going, well, why didn't that work? I think the product is great. I think the picture looks good. I think people should want this product, or book in with me, or buy from the page, or schedule whatever it is the outcome is you want. But why has that not happened? And now I have no money left. I don't want that to be you. So what I advise you to do is to take your budget and make it stretch as much as we can. You should have an initial testing phase, which is around 1/3 of your budget, and then keep 2/3 of that budget back. Once you have a campaign that you see is converting beneficially to you, then put the campaign into that. That one tip alone will save you a fortune and get you better results. Why would you put a bunch of money into testing something when you don't know if it works? Be a professional, not an amateur. Amateurs guess, professionals know when it comes to business. Would you go out there with a leaflet, print off that one leaflet without even seeing if people like it, and print off like 100,000 of them, take all the money out your bank account, and then just hope that people come and call you off that leaflet or book an appointment or whatever it may be? No, you do a sample. If you're smart, you put it out to maybe 1,000 homes and see what the response was, right? And then gauge it from there. Facebook advertising is the exact same game, apart from you can do that testing with far more feedback in a shorter time scale with far less of a budget. So it just makes sense. So moving on from that big tip that underlies everything, understand that you must know the outcome that you desire. Do you want people to, from your ad, click a link to register for a webinar? Do you want them to go to a schedule page and book in with you? Do you want them to like the post, comment beneath it, share it? Do you want them to, I don't know, buy a product from the page? What is the outcome you're looking for? Because if you don't know that outcome, your advertising copy, the text and the theme of it is just not going to really gel. It's not going to make sense. There's going to be some kind of disconnect when they're reading through it. It isn't really going to make sense, right? You need to know exactly what you're instructing them to do, and to know that what you're instructing them to do makes sense for the advert that you're creating. Like, to give you like an extreme example of how this could go wrong, and to help you remember not to do this, I think it's around about 7, 8 years ago now when I first started creating advertising on Facebook, you could get virtually anything passed. The rules weren't as strict. And you'd see some marketers selling stuff. They obviously were hiring people to sell their product, and they just use a picture of like a half-naked woman, like some cleavage or something like that. Something sensational to kind of grab people's attention and get them to click. But the thing is, as much as it being sleazy and not very good for your brand, yes, they may say, look, this advertising is working. There's so many clicks on this campaign. But what you're really here for, right, is to get conversions. You want the ad to work, but define work. Well, you want it to work by getting sales, by pointing people towards booking in your diary, by coming into your business if it's a physical business. You want them to do something like register for a webinar. So what's the point in having somebody click on a pair of boobs, they get to the next page, and it's nothing to do with that? If you're selling bras, or I don't know, something to do in the sex, whatever, right? Something you would expect if you've got a picture of a boobs, right, for an advert, it needs to make sense. So the same goes for your advert, right? What is the outcome, and does that advert reflect it? You have much greater chance of getting conversions if you understand even that I've taught you just there. Looking at the advert itself, you need to have long copy over short. Like, think about what's happening here. You're on Facebook with your ad. Your ad is plonked in front of somebody who is there for what? To buy? No, to be entertained. They're scrolling right through the Limp Bizkit fans there. They're scrolling through the newsfeed looking for entertainment, looking for a picture of a cat that's been shaved on its paws and looks funny. I don't know, whatever people scroll right through. They want entertainment, humor. If you come on there as Mr. Salesman, here's my product, this is why you need to buy it, do it now, they just carry on scrolling, okay? They're a cold audience. They don't know you, they don't know your brand or your audience. It may be fantastic, your business, but you need to ease them into that by meeting them where they are. So long copy allows you to put in some kind of story, some kind of results, be a real brand or a real company or a real person, relate to them on a personal basis. What's their likely biggest problems that your product or service is going to solve? What's the likely biggest benefit they're looking for that your product or service could provide? Give yourself some space to include that in the ad copy. And a great way to begin the ad copy is with some kind of question. Call them into the advert, bring them in. Hey, are you let's say you're a local business and you're based in, I don't know, Birmingham. You're a health club and you want to get people through the door for a free trial. Hey, are you looking to start a gym in Birmingham? That's gonna, like, if they're gonna be, yeah, I'm in Birmingham and I do want to join a gym. It's so specific. It speaks to them. That's what you really want to do. You really want to speak to them. If you just say, hey, free membership, great gym, you should join, discount, buy now, it's just like robotic and they don't like it. But if you can call them out and say, hey, are you looking to get in better shape, maybe join a gym in Birmingham? They're like, yes, so they carry on reading. Let me just share a quick story that, and you can talk about, we had myself, maybe use yourself as an example. Back before I got in shape, I used to feel that my clothes didn't fit. I felt unhappy with myself. I felt this, and this. And then I started to work out. And that gave me a passion for working out. And I ended up owning my own gym. We make sure that everybody is welcome. In fact, right now, we know you may be nervous or just getting back into shape. So we have these special beginner trial sessions available. It's going to be beginners only. You'll be looked after. You won't be pushed really hard. There's no obligation. You can, come here for a week and decide at the end if you want to join us in reality. Something like that. It gives them, like, it's a human being, right? You can, if you were someone in Birmingham who wanted to get in shape, I'd obviously would take better time and do better copy than that, but them general principles that you can use that I just gave you would be far more superior than just membership, free, trial, come in now. There's a disconnect, right? And then they want to click on that clear next step, click here to get your voucher, they click, boom, it's the voucher. Exactly what they were expecting. With the, hey, Birmingham trial for new starter classes for Birmingham residents. So it's going to make sense. It's congruent, like we spoke about. If you're going to use images, use all 6 images. Let Facebook do as much as the work for you. Be a professional. Like if you just use one image and you're like, that's the best image, that's what they can click on. Well, that's not really smart. What you really want to do is allow them to kind of your audience to pick that for you. And you can definitely do that when you put up all 6 images. Come back 3 or 4 days later when you finish using that testing amount of your budget, maybe a third of your budget, see what they actually like the best. Was it image number 1? Was it image number 4? And then when you've got the best image, split test that with different audiences. Is it going to work better for people who live 10 miles from your gym, 20 miles from your gym, 30 miles? Oh no, that was too far. Let's bring it back to 20. Okay, now let's run the ad again. Okay, now we've got 20 miles. Is it going to be better focusing on men and women? No, it's just men. Okay, let's go for men. Okay, now we know it's better for men. Is it men in the age group of 18 to 21, 24 to 32? Okay, now we know we go there. Every 2 or 3 or 4 days, put a bit of budget in and get the statistics out. You may go, oh God, this sounds like a lot of work. It is, but what do you want? Do you want to just throw your budget at it and say Facebook ads don't work and get no results? Or do you want to go at it like a professional, like a surgeon, like a scientist? Take these step-by-step approaches, learn what works, and then once you've tested these variables, really truly understand what works for you, then you can bring the money in with some confidence. Say, well, I know that this image, with this audience, with this ad copy, with this click, with this, this next link and this next step, this converts. Every time I put £1 in, I'm going to earn £1.50 back from the conversions of that free trial to actual sales. Well, you'll spend £1 to make £1.50 all day, every day, won't you? So now you know and you can scale up predictably. So I hope I've given you some great food for thought there. I hope I've given you more of I tried to give you a concept there about taking your time and being scientific, as well as giving you some advertising points on like copy. Let me think of a few more. If you're going to use a video, start with 60 seconds or less until you get used to being engaging on video. With your offer, the clear next step, make it as low resistance as possible. If it's something free you can give away, like a PDF, maybe a video presentation, a free consultation, like a proposal, a trial offer, something that doesn't have much resistance so they can feel, you know, able to commit to that. That's going to help you as well. Make sure you have some strategy with what audiences you're going to test. Oh, and one final point. If you've got a big budget, you can afford to kind of throw quite a bit at this, you can do what's called a Facebook conversion ad. This is where you put a tracking pixel, and these work really well. You put a tracking pixel on that ad and you put it on the actual page where they're going to take the action. So I advise that you build a sales funnel so that you can track every single step. Don't just leave this to hit and hope. I use something called ClickFunnels. I'll put a link on the screen now for you. That gives you statistics so you can say, okay, this is how many people came to the first page. This is how many clicked through. This is how many clicked and this is how many bought. And you can then use those statistics to kind of move things around and just get the best results. It also allows you to do a whole bunch of other stuff like have people buy from the page, deliver your products, schedule appointments, do launches, webinars. You can do all sorts of stuff with that software. It's what I use in my business. What you can do is you can put a tracking pixel on every one of those pages. And then you can then say to Facebook, hey, when people see this page, this is the confirmation page. So it means that they've actually booked that appointment with me or they've bought that product. If you can deliver 100 results to that conversion per week, Facebook will go and actually find more people like you want for you. So if you can get 100 people to buy the product, book an appointment, actually take the step you want, 100 a week, then that's enough data for Facebook to say, okay, I can see the exact type of person. I promise I haven't been drinking. I haven't drunk since I was 18, so I'm definitely not drunk. I'm slurring my words. Facebook will see, okay, this is the exact type of person. I'm going to go find more for you. If it's less than 100 a week of those, if you don't have the budget, stick with the approach that I just taught you about testing, tracking, audiences, male, female, you know, age groups, locations, maybe different particular pages that they like that are competitors of yours. That's a great tip. You know, if you are serving the same community as another larger marketer on Facebook, you could target people that like their page, you know, something like that. If you're a car salesman, you know, you could target people and you sell Audis, well, you could target people that like the Audi page, right? Simple stuff like that. So I hope I've given you a whole bunch of information. I didn't intend for this video to be this long. I usually keep them to more like 5 minutes, something like that. But I wanted to kind of cram as much in for you to give you the best foot forward. If you want kind of more help, more details, if you want someone to kind of take care of this for you, I can definitely give you a consultation on your advertising or at least kick you back some kind of pointers. If you go to getcustomersmedia.com, you're going to see some information on there, or getcustomersmedia.com/webinar. I can walk you through some more finer points with this and really educate you to the best of my abilities. And that's a free webinar and training you can attend. So as always, go create a day in a life that counts. Always have more desires than excuses. I hope this has helped you. If it did, if you liked the video, like it. If there's any questions you've got, I'm a real person. I do monitor these comments. You know, comment beneath here and I'm happy to help you. Maybe look over your campaign or something like that. I'll try and do my best to get you results. That's what's important. So I'll catch you on another video really soon. Bye for now.